We love a lot of things about football, but none more than goals. We have so many top quality strikers all around the top 5 leagues in Europe. Here are the leaders this season in each of those respective leagues. Harry Kane, 61 goals. Incredible stuff in all competitions. Kylian Mbappe with 42. Haaland only 38. What we've come to expect from him. 22 goals for Lautaro Martinez, and of course 21 goals for Esteban Laupal in Ligue 1. So, when we were in our pre-production meeting, our brilliant producer asked us to come up with a list for Jaydee to come up with our list for the top 10 strikers of the season. But our guy Jaydee decided to take it in a different direction. So I'm just going to toss it up to you so you can explain yourself.
I'm going to give clarity, right? Because I know that this one's probably going to go out online. It's going to have conversations in the comments. I'm encouraging you. Please get involved, right? But more importantly, I wanted everybody to recognize that, as I said earlier, form is temporary, class is permanent. Because if we were to just include everybody that's in red-hot form, then shout out to Joaquin Penechetelli, right? Shout out to Esteban Laupal, who we spoke about already. There's a lot of players, Ollie Watkins, who have an incredible form. But what I've judged this on is the body of work that you've had so far and where you are at this moment right now in 2026. So I'm going to combine all of it because this is, in my personal opinion, the top 10 footballers in world football that have demonstrated it and proven it. In terms of leading the centre forward, I think what we should identify first, this is how I'm judging people. Quality, currency in terms of goals, and most importantly, individual impact. We all wanted to be strikers when we were younger. We all wanted to be the goal scorers. And this number 10 right here has proven to me, even though he missed out on what's going to be one of the most important announcements and recent squads of all time, he's still up there. Because in a down year for Chelsea, in a year when I thought that turmoil should be associated right next to them as almost as anything you've seen in terms of in West London, João Pedro still showed elements of class. He still showed me that he has that individual brilliance that I saw at Watford, I saw it previously in Brazil, and now is showcasing it at the highest level. He won't have European football to showcase what he can do, but the tireless effort, the individual quality that he has, and hopefully we can get a squad around him in relationship with Cole Palmer that's going to prove that he is still a top 10 striker in world football. Hit me with number 9. Watch this now. This is where the conversation goes left. I know it already. Hugo Ekitike. Now, I want everybody to take a deep breath and recognize that he came in with a different type of pressure on him because he was announced as Liverpool's prominent forward, and then they went and broke the bank and brought in Alexander Isak. I don't care what anybody says. Over the last 12 months, this young man has showcased that he can not only play wide left, he can not only play through the middle, he can do everything that's required for a top team and lead them. When he was firing, Liverpool were firing. I want everybody to remember that part. So I'm not judging everybody in terms of a form guide or because he's sitting on an injury table recovering right now, because he would have been heavily involved in one of the best teams in international football in France if he was given the opportunity to. The gods, the footballing gods never delivered such. He's going to be watching it at home like a lot of other people. But I do have to give him recognition on what he's produced over the last 12 to 18 months.
I actually have less of a problem with Ekitike. I have more of a problem with João Pedro.
You don't have to get on the
because of the consistency that he's shown this season is not
You don't have to get on the João Pedro hype train. I'm not getting off João Pedro. I had the confidence that he was going to deliver 20 goals this season. He hit the objective. I now want to see a kick on. Hit me with number 8. Let's do this. Watch this now. This is where it starts going left. Okay? Ferran Torres, I need everybody to recognize this is someone who had to redevelop his game. The industry, the work rate, his ability to play off left and right has never been questioned. Now he's leading the line in terms of one of the best elite teams in Europe. Has to also compensate with the fact that on the left-hand side, or sometimes even on the right-hand side, he's dealing with some of the best talents in world football and still gets his. That right there is a skill set in its own right, and people don't necessarily give that credit. Everyone wants to turn around and talk about the showcase of world number 9s and being the leading forward, and I have to get all of the goals. And trust me, those at the top, they do that. But I'm not going to discredit you because of the sheer fact that you sacrifice for your team. And your versatility in being able to feed for your teammates doesn't give him enough credit as I would like in world footballs. That's why I'm going to give you your flowers, Ferran, and turn around and showcase what you can do in the international tournament of the World Cup this year. Number 7. You ready?
Go ahead.
Number 7.
Keep going.
I need a goal scorer. And I don't care what anybody says. You can talk about the haircuts, you can talk about the mask, you can talk about everything else in between. There ain't many better people in terms of goal-scoring instincts than Victor Osimhen. I really do believe that when he gets an opportunity to showcase what he can do at a top team, Galatasaray fans, don't come for me because you know I love you in my heart. You know I love coming to Turkey. But I'm saying to you, when he gets an opportunity at an elite Real Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, he is going to showcase as to why we've always believed the hype, and he is as good as advertised.
Love the player. Fantastic player. Had a good season. Not sure if he was in the top 10 for me this year, this season.
No.
Still, but you're not looking at it that way.
We're not doing that. I'm not allowing Brees, our wonderful producer, or Steph to switch the narrative. I'm telling people straight. We're focused on what is the trajectory and the body of work you've done. Hit me with number 6.
Let's go.
You know I have to give Lautaro his flowers, bro. The difference is he is the heartbeat of the Scudetto champions. When Lautaro goes, Inter go. And it doesn't matter whether that's industry and work rate, scoring big goals, even at 5'9", big headers, and showing your physicality. You can't pound for pound tell me there's not many better strikers in world football than Lautaro Martinez. He has everything in his locker and will showcase it again this summer. Looking forward to it. Here we go, big top 5. Here we go, you ready now? Look at this energy, let's go. Julian, now, wait, pause. I know everybody in the back, I know everybody's watching saying, what? Julian Alvarez? Just take the last 2026 out of your mind and remind yourself who you're talking about. That is Julian Alvarez. That is one of the best footballers of the modern era. He is a proven winner. He showcased what he can do in that Simeone system. Atleti struggled, so he struggled. But I'm not going to disrespect Julian again. I'm going to tell everybody, watch the names and the clubs that are linked with him this summer because they know the quality is there. And I'm looking forward to the bounce back.
Them two might be fighting for who's going to be the starting number 9 for Argentina.
There you go.
They will be fighting for it.
If you are that out of form and you're still talking about showcasing that you are leading the line for the defending champions, that tells me about your quality. Let's go number 4. Watch this now. Okay, now this is where I want everybody to just rewire your brain quickly. I'm going to take you on a quick history lesson. 2012, we spoke about it earlier in the show. Del Bosque showed me something I'd never seen before, which was the false 9. Introduced it to world football. Cesc Fabregas was one of the first people in that prominent position. From then onwards, we've seen a lot of different people try to do this. I haven't seen many people do it better than him. I think we cannot sleep on what he did in the Champions League last year, and I saw it with my own eyes. I went and I covered the game, Paris Saint-Germain versus Arsenal at the Emirates, and he was the best player on the pitch by a country mile. And for the longest while, I've been trying to find a place for him. Is he an inside forward? Is he a winger? Is he a false 9? No, he's a number 9. He's just different, and I like the fact that you're different. I'd like to see a little bit more consistency in terms of injuries. I'd like to see a little bit more health. But it doesn't take away the quality. Left foot, right foot, over the shoulder, either wing. Ousmane Dembele is as good as anything. Crowned the Ballon d'Or winner for a reason.
I guess one of his best assets is that he can play anywhere on that front line. So he is an attacker through and through. Whether he's a number 9, some people will disagree, but he's an attacker through and through.
So we know the big 3 are the big 3, right? You already know who's going to be up here. I ain't got to turn around and advertise it to you. You've had even a glimpse. If you're a casual fan, you know who we're talking about. The order is the important part. Hit me with number 3 first, and I'm explaining to you why. He's the most clinical striker on this list. I don't care what the records say this year. Anybody that has 38 goals is a down year. That tells me about the levels you set for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, and I will always say this. Erling Haaland has the biggest trajectory in terms of breaking all of the records we have seen beforehand. I don't doubt that he might creep up on Pele. I don't doubt that he's going to score goals for the rest of his career. He is a freak of nature. Imagine being built like a linebacker and moving like a striker. It's ridiculous what I see him do. If Travis Kelce wanted to produce himself as a football player, that is him right there. That king over there showcases what he can do. Kylian Mbappe, the most electric forward I've seen in a long period of time. Electric, dynamic, just incredible, just fluidity and clinical. And the most complete forward in world football is Harry Edward Kane. End of full stop. Like, North West London stand up. And I'm also going to shout out to the fact again, I've seen him play, I've played against him. I'm really shocked in terms of how clinical and the trajectory he's changed his game with. But he can play deep, he can play forward. It doesn't really matter where he goes, he impacts arguably the best team in Europe, even though they're not in the Champions League final.
I'm with you. I like this top 3. I have a lot of issues.
Bring it!
Around here.
Bring it!
A lot of issues. Because this is a great list, JD. The problem is, you didn't really follow the rules of what we were talking about.
Here we go.
We're talking about the top 10 strikers this season. And when you get to, you got some of these guys on here that I think some players on their teams have had better seasons than them.
I'm not
really sure.
I will say.
You understood the assignment,
I will say, and I can hear the comments already, but I will say, I was thinking about putting Lautaro higher, right? I was thinking about putting Lautaro definitely definitely in the top 5 for the consistency he's shown. And I think anything between 5 and 7, I'm not upset with. These 3 down here, I think have the most amount of versatility to impact a team, and that's why I like them. That's what I personally want from a striker. But the top 3 speak for themselves. They're in a league of their own, right? That is your big 3. Whatever trajectory you want to talk about it, whatever sport you want to turn around and say, they're 3 greats, and they're going to go down in the Hall of Fame.